Morning again, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well. Going to be a video outlining a huge upcoming plan that I've got to raise money for Chess Homeless Charity, which is a homeless charity based in Chelmsford, Essex. They provide like shelter and accommodation, like sort of temporary accommodation for people at risk, living rough on the streets of Chelmsford, and they have other shelters across Essex in different districts to cater for those areas, and they do some fantastic work. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that in the past I've donated camping equipment that I no longer needed, clothing that I no longer needed or could fit into and all those little things help out. But I felt like I want to do something more. I want to give back a bit more and raise some money, do something, use the channel, this channel that is Tom Outdoors, to raise some money and awareness for homelessness in the UK. So that's where I come up with this plan. I have posted this on Instagram recently as well, so if you want to watch that, head over to Instagram. I think it's Tom Outdoors 88, and there's like a video outlining it there as well of this plan. The plan is, what you've been waiting for, is to walk the Centenary Circle walk. It's basically a 20-mile like long distance route that encircles Chelmsford City, the county town of Essex. I'm used to sort of doing that mileage, but kind of over 2 days usually, and I wild camp, something like that. I thought, let's try and do that in under 24 hours. Now I know it can be done. It's not going to be easy. Most people would want to split that sort of mileage up, but it can be done. So I want to do the 20-mile Centenary Circle in under 24 hours. It could take anywhere between 8 and 12 hours. Approximately. I reckon probably 10 to 12 hours. I am going to be filming the walk, of course, so that always slows things down. At the moment, it's not confirmed yet. I might have a couple of people joining me, either for sections of that walk or for the whole thing. I'm not going to say any more about that yet because that's still to be confirmed. The date for this is going to be Saturday, the 25th of September. It's going to be an early start, so I'm going to be in Chelmsford pretty early. I reckon I'm probably going to be at Chess Homeless Shelter for probably about 7 a.m. Then we're going to walk from Chess out to the Centenary Circle to sort of meet it along the route, probably around the Writtle area, the outskirts of Writtle. And then we can either walk anti-clockwise or clockwise, following the Centenary Circle all the way around Chelmsford, get back to that point eventually, and then head back to Chess. Of course, I am raising money for Chess. I've set up a Just Giving page, so I'll provide links to that in the description below this video. There's going to be stuff on my Facebook account as well. If you just search Tom Hill, it comes up with a picture of me next to a North Downs Way milestone. Of course, I'm going to be posting stuff about this on Instagram as well, with links there if you want to donate. And on the community page on the channel, there will be plenty of links and stuff of how you can find the Just Giving page to donate. There's no set amount you have to donate. You can donate whatever you want. Every little helps, as Tesco says. I feel like it's a worthy cause. Reasons for doing this, like I say, I've always wanted to sort of do a bit more for the homeless. It sort of come to me about, I don't know, a year or two ago, like doing this channel, and I thought there's kind of some parallels between wild camping and sleeping rough in a way. I can sort of see the similarities, except of course I choose to sleep rough, to wild camp, Whereas a lot of the people that the charity's working for don't have that choice. And I think we're all actually really close to being homeless. Like, people think, oh, it won't happen to me, it won't happen to you. It could happen to you. You are one pay slip away from being homeless. That's the thing. So, you could lose your job, you could get kicked out of your house, a relationship could break down, and then, that downward spiral happens, and you could find yourself sleeping rough. And of course, then other factors come into it. You could end up, you know, getting addicted to drugs or alcohol and things like that as a way of like dealing with the situation. I know it's not the correct way to deal with it, but unfortunately it's one of those things that happens or can happen. You're in that that sort of situation. Maybe there's other homeless people with you and they offer you something, some sort of, drug or whatever, goes, this will keep you warm at night, mate, or this will sort of cheer you up a bit, because I think that's kind of how things can happen. From what I've heard from speaking with Chess and stuff, is that it's very easy to fall into that addiction, and then it makes the situation even worse. I've never been homeless, so I've not even got that backstory. I'm afraid I can't say like, oh yeah, I used to be homeless and Chess have helped me. Honestly, for me, I think my mum said this, like when we went and met Chess, she said Tom's always had like an affinity for the homeless. I think I have, and I suppose it's just the way I've been brought up as well. But I think like trips to London and stuff as a kid, and seeing homeless people, and sort of asking like my mum and my dad, like, what's going on there? What's that about? Like, I was curious straight away, like, why are people sleeping in shop fronts and what's that about? So I've always been aware of it, and I think probably when I was younger, I would give homeless people spare change and stuff, which I'm going to point out is probably not the best thing to do, because like I say, if they have got like a drug habit or a drink habit, you could potentially be funding that. They will probably go, I'll go and use that money. I'm not saying all of them will, I'm not judging, but there's always that possibility that you could just end up funding that habit even more. I think if you're going to give anything to the homeless, offer them a hot drink or a hot meal. If you're going to a cafe or a fast food restaurant, just say to them, do you want something to eat? Do you want something to drink? And go and get them something. Have a chat with them. Acknowledge that they exist. Treat them as a human being. Just acknowledge their existence, because I think that's the thing, is people will just walk past and kind of bury their head in the sand and ignore people that are homeless there. Either they're embarrassed, like they feel like I should do something, or I wish I could do something. Well, there are things you can do, or they don't know what to do, or they feel guilty about their position in society versus theirs. They think, oh, I've got a nice family, a nice house, a job, a steady income, and this person hasn't got anything, and they don't know how to. They wish they could do something. I think everyone's empathetic and sympathetic, but people don't. And then you've got people that are just arseholes to the homeless and do horrific things. Some of the stories that they told me at Chess when I've been in contact with them are absolutely horrific. So I think don't give the homeless money. Acknowledge them, chat with them, offer to give them food or drink, not alcohol, of course. A coffee, a tea, hot chocolate, that sort of thing. And also, you could notify your local homeless shelter. You could notify all kinds of homeless charities throughout the UK and say, look, I've spotted someone that's sleeping rough, that's obviously homeless, in such and such a town or city. You can give exact locations, and then what they do is they send out like a street team to go out and speak with that person and assess their needs if they require any help, or make them aware that there's like a shelter nearby that they could go to for a hot meal or temporary accommodation, or you know, if they want to, if they want, you know, to get off the streets permanently and actually find work and stuff, you know, they can give them the opportunity to get qualifications for, you know, to get jobs and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what you should do, really. Anyway, I've gone off topic, sorry, but I recently met up with Chess. I went to their kind of headquarters and their Chelmsford shelter. I'd been contacting them via Instagram, and they invited me down and said, look, you can come down, you can film, take photos and stuff, and we'll give you a tour of the shelter, and we'll explain like the work we do, upcoming projects and things like that. And I met this really lovely woman called Lynn, and she gave me a tour of the facility, showed me sort of like the accommodation that they provide for, you know, for residents, for people that have, you know, that are now sort of not homeless. They're sort of staying there until they can find their own place or find work and things like that. I think some of them were permanent residents, I can't quite remember. And then of course others are like, they're just staying there until they sort of find their feet and can, as I say, find work, or, you know, find their own accommodation, and then they help with them moving in to new accommodation and stuff as well. They basically do everything for these people. They can completely turn their lives around, which I think is brilliant. And it was a brilliant little tour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include that in this video as well after this, and you can watch that and you can just sort of see what they're doing and what your money, if you choose to donate, will go towards to help. There's some stuff, of course, I couldn't film because people do live there, so I couldn't film any of the actual rooms. I don't know if they were in them, or it's just their private space, so you've got to respect their privacy anyway. But I could have a look at sort of like the bathrooms and the shared like communal kitchen they have, like the shared like communal living rooms that they have at the shelter. It was really, really nice, honestly. It was, you kind of think it's going to be a bit basic, and honestly it was far from that. It was probably better than most like youth hostels and stuff. Really impressive. And I met some of the other staff and sort of, you know, had a look around their offices, and they've got a little communal garden as well for the residents to use. It was really, really good. So I'll be showing you that after this. I'll provide links to the Just Giving page. If you choose to donate, you can. Like I say, it's going to be Saturday the 25th of September. It'd be great if you could support this worthy cause. Like I say, I think it's worthy to me. I'm one of these people that if I'm out shopping and there's a homeless person sat outside the front of the shop, I'm instantly sort of drawn to that. My attention's instantly like, there's someone homeless there, and I'll either, you know, offer to buy them something to eat or something to drink in that shop, or I'll contact Chess, or Sanctus is another homeless charity in Chelmsford. It's one of those things, you know, and I'll leave that shop and we'll be driving away, and it will honestly, I'm not exaggerating, so I'm not trying to get you to donate now or anything like that. It it honestly, it really bothers me. Like, I'll be thinking about that person on the way home, and when I get home as well. I'll be worrying about them, thinking, are they going to be okay? Mm. Anyways, sorry about that. And the Oscar nomination for emotional content goes to. Anyways, yeah. So it means that it does mean a lot to me. It's not just some charity I've plucked out of thin air. You know, I think, like I said, I think there's definitely a correlation between, wild camping, what a lot of, the outdoor channels on YouTube do, and being homeless. So I think it's just a natural thing for me to choose to want to raise money for. And I think using, using, the channel, as a platform to raise awareness, I think is a good thing. I'm in a fortunate position here, that I've got you guys that subscribe and watch, which is still mind blowing. Like, however many years into this, I still think people actually want to watch this stuff. It's just crazy. Anyway, thank you. And I think, well, let's use this, like, as I say, to raise some awareness and raise some money for our homeless. So anyway, so I'm waffling on anyway. I'm looking at the time. It's nearly 20 minutes. Watch the tour and stuff of the facilities, and I'll keep you updated via Instagram, Facebook, the community page on here. I'm probably even going to mention it in upcoming videos as well. Like, if they're not related to this, like if I've done a wild camp or a walk or something, I'll be mentioning this. Okay, so you don't like it, tough, don't watch my videos. I'm going to be plugging this because I want to raise ideally £1,000 for chess. So I'm going to be doing what I can to raise that money. So I'm just warning you now, okay? I'm going to be plugging this as much as I can. I'm outside Chess homeless shelter in Chelmsford, and I'm going to have a little look round. They've invited me down to have a look round and see sort of the great work they do before I do my sponsored walk. So we've just had a chat with a lady here at Chess. Very kind, very helpful. She's just given us a little tour of the building. So we'll have a little look around. We'll just come in the main door here. So first room in here is like the kitchen. Like, the volunteers will cook like the main evening meals and stuff in here for the residents that they've got to stay in. I've been given permission to film, by the way, before you ask. And then in here we've got, this was like their old communal room, like living room for the residents, but they've recently sort of done up a room upstairs, and I think they all prefer it in there now. So I think they come in here to do like work on the computers if they're looking to get qualifications and stuff to of course find work. It's a lovely little room. The whole building, incidentally, is actually a listed building. I think it's Victorian, so there's stuff that they can't actually touch. They have to leave in place because it's listed. It's old. So that's back in the kitchen there. Then back past the door we come in, that was the back door. They've got consulting rooms here, so residents can come in, and if they're speaking with I think it was like their social workers and stuff, they can chat in there. And there's also like little fold out beds in there for people to sleep overnight that are volunteering. There are people in there at the moment, so we won't disturb them. There's another office through there, and then we go down here. We go up here, we'll go up the flight of stairs. So this is where like the accommodation is, and like the communal kitchen, and they've got separate bathrooms for each room. So we go through here, uneven floors. It's an old an old building. So you've got these bathrooms really nicely done up and stuff. Proper walk-in shower as well. So that's for one of the rooms. That's my mum. Then there's one of the rooms. Of course we can't go in those at the moment because they are being used. But they've got actual locks on and stuff as well, which is really good. It makes you, squeaky floorboards. Actually makes you feel like you've got your own place, like, you know, with a lock and key and stuff. Another bathroom and shower. As I say, that's for that room there. I think they have like 4 residents staying at any one time, so they can actually permanently stay here. But then they can also move on to their own, find their own accommodation as well. We have this room here, so this is the sort of the newly refurbished living room that they've got. So there was that one downstairs which I think they use more for studying now and computer work and stuff, and I think they are looking for books and DVDs as well, so we're going to have a look to see if we've got any to donate. And the residents do like arts and crafts as well. They've been making volcanoes apparently. So like a little table and chairs there, sofas, play some chessboard games, keyboard as well. Nice big TV. They've got Wii, like games consoles, everything, just to sort of, you know, give you stuff to do in the evenings as well. And then we go round here to this corridor, and we've got like the communal kitchen for the residents to use. And as I say, it's a listed building, so look at that lovely old fireplace. They can't rip that out, of course, because it's listed. And yeah, this is where residents can like cook and do their washing and stuff like that. So they've got their own sort of place to share. I suppose in a way it helps them sort of bond and make friends and stuff. How nice is that? Really nice. You head out here. Okay, so there's a few doors, of course, that we're not allowed to go in, of course, because yeah, this is people's homes. If I can remember, there's another room there, and then you got another bathroom which I believe is for this one and use of another room as well. CCTV all around the place as well, so it's a safe, secure, protected environment, which is good. That was the kitchen. That's back into the communal living room, and then there's like another room there as well. A little bit low light there, another room there as well. And then I think that's all of the upstairs done. Pretty sure that's it. I think we checked out everything down there. So let's head down the stairs. Motion sensor lighting as well. And I believe we going this way. So now we're outside, we're in sort of another half of the building, and they've got this lovely little like residence community garden here that I think was donated. It was like an award-winning garden and they moved it to here. I like how they've kept the grass nice and long and sort of wild, and there's like benches tucked away and stuff. They've also got a lot of bikes as well, which I think they lend out to the residents, so that if they've got job interviews to go to, they can, you know, just take a bike and, you know, go and cycle to the interview. Bike racks. And look at this lovely little patio area. So yeah, they could like cook themselves something to it and come and sit out here. It's really nice. Absolutely lovely. I mean, the road's just behind you, but it still feels really, really peaceful. And then over here, I think is like a separate, room. for like disabilities, like so for someone with any disabilities can stay in that one. And I think also they can like isolate as well if they need to, if it was, if they had the C word, we don't mention that on Tom Outdoors, but they can come and they can isolate in there away from everyone else. So it's a really well sort of set out building, and as you can see the brickwork, it is old. It is an old listed building. Through there, that's the way we come through, is like the offices, the marketing offices and stuff. We met with the staff and had a chat with them. Really lovely people in there. Really appreciative of what I'm going to be doing and what I've been doing, I guess. And then we'll pass like the CEO office as well, and support workers as well in there. But I mean, we won't show you too much of that. We'll just show you the stuff that they offer the residents here that come to Chess looking for their help and guidance. So the only things I didn't show you were like the offices, because there were people working in there, and I think one of the ladies was like, I haven't done my hair today. So I thought, no, I'll spare her blushes of being on camera, but they do some fantastic work here, and they're such hard-working, good, caring people doing their job. So really good to see. This final bit outside here is like I suppose a patio courtyard area that they can sit outside. I think that's like storage locker areas for like donations, like camping equipment, clothing. So they can only take so much at a time because they've only got that space. Once that gets full up, of course, then they can't take any more donations until they've handed that stuff out to rough sleepers on the streets. My mum's just talking with Lynn, who's the lady that we had a chat with and spoke to. Really kind, very friendly and helpful, so thanks for that. And yeah, that is about it of our little tour of Chess. Big thanks to them for inviting us over to have a look round and stuff. It's a really lovely little building. They do some fantastic work. Yeah, there's the Chess sign. So apologies, it's not the clearest of maps. It's quite an old OS Explorer map, this, and the lighting's not great, but of course this is the city of Chelmsford, and this highlighted route is the Centenary circle that encompasses the city of Chelmsford. So I believe Chess is sort of somewhere around like this sort of area, I think. So what I'll do is start from Chess homeless shelter first thing in the morning, and head out, follow the roads, and maybe pick up this footpath here to pick up the Centenary walk. Now it says it starts at Sandford Mill, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a circular route. Sandford Mill is over here, the other side of Chelmsford. You can start there, or other people start down here at Gallywood. But like I say, doesn't really matter. It's a circular route, so it doesn't matter where I start as long as I get back to that point. So I'm thinking, yeah, find the sort of the closest point from Chess, to save time to get out to the walk. So I'm thinking here, just on the outskirts of Writtle, could be quite good. And then you can walk, clockwise or anti-clockwise, get back to there, and then walk back to the shelter once the whole walk's done. Yeah, that is the plan, is to do all of that, 20 miles around Chelmsford, going in and out from the Chess shelter in 24 hours to raise money for Chess Homeless Charity. Anyways, until next time, take care of yourselves, look after each other and the homeless. Stay safe, be nice to each other and our homeless. I'll see you soon, everyone. Cheers. Bye.